only on TVC News.
That was our brand in focus, and we featured Sona Group. If you've just tuned in, you're watching Marketing Edge on TV. On our industry conversation segment today, we shall be taking a look at generational shifts in the advertising and creative industry. And I have two discussants with me today in the studio. I have Ayola Bade Bello, a self-titled Chief Nomad and CEO of Bedouin. And I also have Ozoemena Ozone Banefo of O2 Academy. Welcome to the studio, Ayola.
Thank you very much.
Very nice to meet you.
Same
and
here.
of course, Ozone. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Today, as I said earlier, we shall be talking about generational shifts in advertising and creative industry. My first question to you, will you subscribe to the popular saying and thinking in the industry that there is a generational shift in the creative advertising industry in Nigeria?
Yes, I do subscribe to it, owing to the fact that there are quite a number of new creative businesses that are springing up, and all of them tend to have a different outlook to, the offerings that they are, pushing in the market. And so definitely the businesses that have been around for a while, the interesting part is some of the people that are starting these businesses actually broke out of, businesses that have been in existence for a while. So naturally, yes, they have an outlook, a broader outlook to what's going to obtain in the future.
I suppose you also just subscribe to that thinking.
Sure.
Okay.
Generational shift is always happening. When you take it back to some 50 years ago, used to be the traditionals, yeah, and they moved to the baby boomers, the baby boomers to the Generation X. That's my generation. To the millennials, and of course Generation Z is also keen in. Yeah, so it's always happening, and it's something we just have to embrace and find a way to deal with it and still get return on investment for brands.
Okay, so Ayola, would you ascribe this to the dwindling fortunes of the older agencies, the traditionals? Because you said earlier at the beginning that the creative agencies now that we have, they are those who came out of the older ones. So would you ascribe it to the dwindling fortunes of the older agencies?
I wouldn't particularly call it dwindling fortune. If we think of the fact that some of these agencies were responsible for very great work in the past, but I just think I believe very strongly in that saying that change is one of the most constant things in life. So I believe every business should have a plan, for the future, what we tend to call succession planning. I mean, Ozone already mentioned, it kind of tried to categorize it. I'm grateful that I actually belong to the millennial category. And so essentially it feels as if I've missed two generations. It's mentioned two other generations before mine.
Traditionals and the baby boomers.
Exactly. And then, when you then think of the fact that there is a Generation Z actually itching to even do better, exactly, and run even quicker. And so the language of today is speed, as you've actually just said it. Not a lot of people have the time anymore to wait and look at a billboard or sit and watch TV ads the way they used to consume it back then on TV. Now everything is mobile first. I mean, so everything has to happen on their mobile phones. And so for most, of course, I'm not saying this is exclusive. I'm saying that we need to understand the language of the consumer, and then we can then tailor our ideas, or our communication, to this consumer. Exactly.
Okay, it's still Marketing Edge on TV, and we're talking about generational shifts in the advertising and creative industry. Okay, so finally, how do you think brand owners can harness, how do you think they can key into the generational shifts to their favor?
I believe very strongly that we need to